God's grace, I should be well known, I think, internationally. But for now, I'm here in the villages, and I want to help as many people that are next to me. So if you could, I don't know, meet up. You want to have a interview or something, a coffee, or I don't know how you do this. Next week. All right. All right. All right. Call me back on Monday. Why don't you do your research? Look at the article and let me know if you are interested, because this is a really good story. I want to help people, and I think it'd be really cool. Thank you so much, brother. You got it. Bye bye. He had a meeting. He's like, I got a meeting. I gotta go. I'm like, I get it.
Well, how long were you on the phone? How long was
God.
that? Because that was a long time.
Well,
I was.
I'm trying to explain to him
Yes.
that this guy
It's
does-
brilliant. Yes,
Listen,
going back
you're in the
into it,
villages,
yes.
okay? This is my theory.
Everything's coming around. It's the second time.
Listen, here's my theory. Here's my theory on life. Throw it at the wall and ask God. Okay, so you have when I did bad things, an evil thought, a demon would say, do that. And it was a bad thing. And if I had the chance to think it over rationally, I would have said, you know what? I'm not going to do it, because if I do that, I'll lose my wife. I'll lose my son. He'll never speak to me again. If I do that, I'll be 55 years old one day, making a fool of myself. Because I listened to that voice. Had I not just listened to that voice, but then I wouldn't be here, helping people who need me.
Yeah.
I'm here right now to help the people who listen to that voice.
Yeah.
Because I'm that guy who's listening to the other voice now, who's God. He's telling me to get on my knees, and that I'm welcome back. So this story is a real story, because I listened to God. I was on a bicycle ride, and he said, you know what? Why don't you call Gene Racina, the guy who did two stories about you. Two big stories that were in the front cover of the newspaper in the villages. So I said, well, no, Lord, nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about this fool who's making a spectacle of himself here, telling the world that he's going to be famous, telling the world, not for my glory, Lord, for your glory. I had the glory of this world. It got me a nice car, front row in all the good shows in Las Vegas. I hung out with Jay-Z and other famous people. Where did that get me? Right now, my son changed his last name. He's embarrassed to be anything associated with me. And when I spoke to him through TikTok, he said he politely declined. So,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter,
No.
because I have God now. And I believe that God is 1,000% real. And he's going to catapult me to the top for whatever to glorify his name.
Yes.
Because there is a TV show coming out.
There is.
It's going to be in Netflix. I don't know that. But I have faith that it's going to happen. That I have faith that can move mountains. So when it happens, everyone else will see everything else fall in line, including the Olympic gold medal. Because my wife and I are going to win the Olympic gold medal for Greece in
Yes, we
pickleball
are.
mixed doubles.
Yes.
And that's in 8 years.
Yes.
A lot can happen in 8 years.
Covenant with God.
I have a covenant with God that today there was a rainbow out after a small storm. My wife and I were going to go play pickleball. And it rained so hard that we couldn't play pickleball, because he said, I want you to stay home today. So I stayed home, and a rainbow popped up. And I looked at the rainbow, I go, well, that's for everybody, that rainbow. It's not just for my eyes, it's for everyone. So I was gonna go get a camera. And I said, no film on this, just this for me. And it was half a rainbow coming out what looks to be Pimlico, where I started my pickleball career at. As a horrible player, by the way. That's where I found joy at. That's not where I found pickleball, that's where I found joy at. Because that's where I win.
Yeah.
And my best friend has just died, and I was smoking 2 packs a day.
Yeah.
And I was in a lifestyle. I was worshiping pornography. worshiping money and stature in life, and I worshiped what people thought, and I worshiped what the church thought, and I worshiped what level I was at in all of that, and I worshiped what my credit score was and all that, and I didn't worship God, and I didn't believe in God, and if I did believe in God, it was only when no, because you have to understand why everybody says, oh God, before you die, or oh God, before you have sex, because he's real, and you're connected to him. So it's only fitting that before you die or before you climax, your body uncontrollably thanks him, or it's a 911 service in your body.
It's
when
breathing, every breath.
When I bought a Mercedes, and it was a very expensive Mercedes, it had an SOS button, and I used it. I was in trouble. I was in vital trouble. My car blew out on the highway, and I went swinging around. And here I am in the middle of the highway, car's flying 60 miles an hour, and I can't get out of that car. And I pressed that button, and I thanked God, and I said, that was the best purchase I've ever made. That $85 to the satellite company, or whatever it was.
OnStar.
It was even before OnStar.
Oh, really?
It was just Mercedes
Oh, my
had it
gosh.
before
Oh,
OnStar.
okay.
It was like $695. I just with you when it was 85. It was $695. Now I remember, because I remember paying for it and saying this is because they made me pay for it while I was in distress.
Yeah.
I was in the car in distress, pressed the button, and they said, if you want to continue to talk, it's $695. I said, absolutely. I'm about to die. $695 is no problem. So yeah, then God is great. When you're about to die, then you hit the SOS button, God help me, and then you think he's not real. Because you hit the button at that point and he just happened to show up. So I'm tired of everybody thinking I'm crazy because I was a drug addict. By drug addict, I mean 72 hours of work.
Yeah.
And needed something every single day to get up, to cope, to get by, to stop the voices in my head. And all they were saying is, stop what you're doing. This isn't your path. This isn't your purpose.
Yeah.
But I fought my purpose.
Yeah.
And I fought through the waves to hell because I thought hell was where I wanted to be, aka all the stuff I mentioned before, where I should have turned around and got on my knees and said, thank you, God. Where do you want me to go?
Yes.
I'm ready to do what you want me to do. And before you eat or open your mouth and say you deserve anything, give God 50 push-ups. Because if you can't give him 50 push-ups, but you could walk 7 miles for $15 an hour, or you could drive a truck for $35 an hour, or if you could open a Home Depot for $50 an hour, you can give God 50 push-ups and say, God, I need help. I need help from this life. I want something more from this life. God, give me something more from this life. Give me my TV show. Give me whatever I need to get my son back and get these people in Greece and these people in Florida and these people here and everywhere to see that you are real and miracles happen. If we just believe in you and suffer just a little bit for you, suffer. That means don't eat. My wife and I are currently on a 3-day fast. I've not eaten food since some candy at 3 p.m. yesterday in bed. And I had a coffee at 6 and some change. And I mean, since then I'm not going to eat till Sunday till we take communion. Because when you take communion, you should have some dignity and some respect for your Creator. And take a day off from eating. Because you eat every day 3 times a day as if you're going to die and your blood sugar is going to kill you and you're foolish. I'm not here to make fun of you. I'm here to show you how foolish you look. Imagine God up in heaven, and He is in heaven, and heaven is all around you, fool. God is right here, He's in the glass, He's in this wood, because in the year 10, this wasn't in existence. In the year 250, when the Roman emperors were dominating and making Colosseums, and everybody's like, oh, look at this Colosseum. They couldn't make a Chuck E. Cheese. They can make a Colosseum that could kill and slaughter thousands and millions of people, but they couldn't make one gosh darn Culver's, could they? A soft serve ice cream so everybody could have a good time. No, they couldn't do it. But now we worship the Colosseum in Italy. We go, oh, let's go take a look at it. There's all these people died here. Look at this wonderful, horrible, disgusting, absolute shithole of a place that somebody Roman made to kill people. Let's look at that and not worship our real God. And then go to Culver's and have your ice cream. And you worship Culver's. You wanted me to go on? I could go on. This is what God's telling me. This is what I just see. So he told me, go back and help everybody. Love everybody. Don't judge the people you had sex with, or you had cocaine with, or partied with, or smoked with, or worked with, or danced with, or listened to their music with, or danced to their music with. Don't make fun of them. Love them. Show them how good I am. Show them how kind I am. Show them the God of kindness, not the God of anger. Who are you to show the God of anger? What did you do? Why should God give you any authority to be the God of anger? If Jesus wasn't the God of anger, then why are you the God of anything? Why are you angry? Your rainbow means exactly what it means. Everyone is welcome under God's everything. I want to say, with God's outstretched arms, God is everything. He's in this room right now. He's next to me. He's inside of me. The Holy Spirit's speaking to you. It's not me who's speaking to you. I'm a fool. My name is Nicholas Peter Fronimus, and I'm a fool. I'm not. I'm speaking to you from what? Did I care that I'm what? That I'm already a fool. I was on the floor, and they picked me up as a John Doe and put me in a hospital. And my son's embarrassed me, and my family's embarrassed me.
You were already written off.
But I was already written off.
Yes.
So what do I care what man thinks of me when God's telling me, rise up, you're going to stand up, and you're going to lead people. You're going to lead millions of people. Stop smoking, stop complaining, stop acting like everything's the worst thing that's ever happened to you, because it's happened to everybody. What you think is bad has happened to everyone. It was your test from God. You are a warrior from God. You looked at God in the eyes and said, I can do this. I can fight Satan. He went down, he made you into a baby, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know the rules. Of course he didn't tell you the rules. If he told you he was going to turn you into a baby, into a precious little kitten that's 4 weeks old, wherever she's at, you'd be like, wait a second. I'm going to rethink going back into this thing. He brought us as children here. So we can understand that we're all brothers and sisters and we love each other because we're all children. Yes. And our battle isn't against our brothers and sisters who are all children. Still at 80 years old, we're children. Our battle is against the devil. So when the devil gets inside your brother or your sister or your wife or your son and does something hideous or heinous, as bad or as good as you might think it is, it's bad level. You have to sucker punch the devil and say, I understand this is the devil. How do I handle it? You can't fly off and say B, C, or D. You can't do that. If someone cheats on you, you can't fly off the handle and murder them and say, I have every vindication to do, which they did in Greece, by the way. I have an aunt who I've never met, and I'm not an aunt. I have a granddad, my grandfather's sister, and my grandfather's brother. His brother died at 14 years old in World War I. Never left the barracks because they didn't know how to use weapons, and they handed 14-year-old weapons. Listen to the devil. Listen to the world that my father grew up in. Mm-hmm. The 14-year-old was sent to war, put in a room with other people who were morons, didn't know how to shoot a gun or load a gun. They didn't have guns. They had muskets. They decided to give a musket to a 14-year-old, and the 14-year-old shot the 15 and 14-year-old, which were his friends. He got to live. But the 14-year-old, my grandfather Leonidas, who lived to be 102, had a brother at 14. So now my grandfather was born in 1900. So in 1914, or 20, whatever you want to call it, his brother is sent to war at 14. And he dies, never even sees war. And then you're telling me there is no God. That proves to me there's God. Because he's in that universe that I'm not in. Because I'm not foolish enough to think that God only made me and nothing else. I'm not foolish enough to think that God is in a box. He made one universe, he can make many. He made one Nico, one, but many universes. He clearly can give you cancer and take it away from you and make you beg for your life. When all you got to do is say, okay, take me. What's the worst that's going to happen to me? Die? Good. I won't be in pain anymore. And when you wake up in the same body and you're not dead, you can do it again. I'm not condoning anybody dying or killing themselves because you can't. God's in control. After you've had enough drug-addicted deaths like I have, car accidents, stupidity, acts of violence and stupidity, you wake up one day and God tells you, and someone on my trip, a 22-year-old Christ believer of Christ, looked at me and said to me, why you? Why did God show you behind the curtain and nobody else? Because I was on the floor to God and I said, enough. He told me, and he told you, he'll never give you more than you can handle. And I, at his feet, at Jesus' feet, because God didn't help me. God made me. God said, here it is, you got everything. Just honor me. I couldn't do that. I said, nope, you're the first one to leave because I can't see you. If I can't see you or touch you, that means you're not real. So he sent down Jesus, and at his feet, Jesus don't owe me nothing. Not you nothing either. But you're going to go ahead and blow this off because you don't believe in him. But I do, because I died, and I can't go back. I'd love to go back and swallow that blue pill, matrix it, and say, oh, give me a steak, and I don't give a shit no more. But it's true. He's real, and I know it. So now my job is to go and tell people he's real and help people out of the gutter, the people that nobody wants to help. And all along the way to tell you, the ones who think you're doing it right, you're not. Because it's love first. It has nothing to do with how much money you have, how good you are, how much you think you love other people. It's about how much you love the neighbor. It's about when me and my wife are on a plane and we see a 600-pound woman walk down the aisle, and God put her right next to me. He didn't put her in row 17 or row 15. He put her in row 16. Right next to me. For a reason. And we looked and saw everybody's face when she walked by. Everybody was kind. No one said any bad words. But their eyes and their emotions and their body language said everything. If you would see someone walk and do this and go. If you see someone do this and go. If you see someone do this and do. We saw it. You didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to raise your hand. Your body and your emotions and your energy said it all. And my wife and I have determined there's two energies in the world. There's WWWHELL, which you're frequencing hell, and there's www.god.com, where you're frequencing God. And when you're frequencing God all day, that means that you fast. My wife and I are currently on a 72 fast, 72-hour fast until we get Jesus. When you tell the devil no by telling food no, because you can, here it is, God gave it to you, but say no, not today. Today I just need the word of God. That's it. This bread, lukumades, baklava, Hershey's, wonderful things. Just wait 3 days for it. Tell God that I need something from you. I need my son back. I'm going out there right now and I'm going to do this. I'm going to be patient zero. I'm going to pray for something big. I'm going to fast the 72 hours. I'm going to do everything God tells me to do. I'm going to bring souls to him, whether or not he does this or not, because God don't owe me nothing. But I'm going to do an experiment, because I've been experimenting with my wife. And when I put God first, good things happen to me. I put God first on this trip, and money was coming my way. We had things happen on this trip that were outrageous. We had an earthquake. We had a 6.9 earthquake that shook the building, 6.1 or 6.2. Or it may be 6.9. We don't know. All we do know is that it shook the building so hard that two of my guests were outside on the pier. On the longest, out of all the places two of my guests to be, they went to the furthest most point on the pier, where in the movie, they die first.
They jumped the rope.
They jump. It said, do not cross, danger. And they're like, oh, it's so beautiful out. And we're American. And God bless America. We're going to go there, even though these dumb Creek people put the sign there. It doesn't mean anything, and it's a joke. We're laughing. They went all the way to the furthest point. In the middle of that, they turn around, and they feel rumbling, and they're in the middle of the ocean, okay? Because it's up here about 100, 200 feet.
They saw it waving.
And they look at the building, and the building's glass is waving. And they're like, what is going on? And the glass is going like this on the building. And I'm in the building, and I don't freak out. My wife looks at me, and she goes, we're in an earthquake. And I thought, whoa, wait, we are in an earthquake. And then when I thought it was a joke, it gets harder. It was like you put it from level 4 on your butt, on the massager, to level 6. And then level 6 was like, not scary, but if it continues, it's going to scare me. And I said, if God is for us, who could be against us? And it stops.
Yes.
Okay? Next door neighbors are from San Francisco area, California. They go through countless of earthquakes. They come out and they're smiling. I didn't see the water move. It was a joke. It was fun for everybody.
Yeah.
But that wasn't by design. Or was it?
Oh.
There she is. That was by design. Show. That was God's design.
It's
An earth.
We got a climber.
Look how small and tiny she is, just like us in this wilderness called Earth. And God watches over us like we watch
God
over our
entrusted
kids.
us to watch over her.
And God's watching over us. If just like we care about her, and we're watching off her.
You're too cute.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Part 2 coming up.
Okay.